just wanna lap dance. You just wanna pop up on these guns like you the Batman. You just wanna butt up in designer with your best friends. You don't wanna talk no more about it in my zone.
Hey girlfriends, so let's get into doing these brows because mine, I has to always have mine looking good. So let's get to it. I always start with powdering my brows first. To me, this like sets the base and it gets rid of any oils that may be in my brows, because the thing is, if it's oily, then it's going to transfer and smudge, and we don't want that. So I use this powder just to start, always. Alright, so now it's time for the pencil. This is the one I use, and the only one I use, and I love it. And so this is what it looks like. It has a little brushy on the end. This is so important. And it's retractable. So let's get started. What you're going to do is just brush your brows all in the same direction like this. Alright, so you're going to get started by working with the bottom of your brow. And you're just going to lightly brush a line at the bottom. Now this pencil I love because you can use it however dark you need it to be, or use it to be however light you need it to be. And it's all in the way that you apply the pressure. So just make this line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just make that line. So what I'm doing here is just showing you how it should line up. The front of your brow should be the front of your eye. The arch should be in the middle of your eye or pupil. And then the end of your eye, the end of your arch should be right there where I'm laying it. That's how you measure it, and that's how you start drawing. Alright, so now I'm going to start right there in the middle of my eyebrow, which is where it meets with the middle of my eye. And you start there to make the tail of your eyebrow, because the tail is the part of the eyebrow that can be a little darker than the rest of your brow. So you can be a little heavier with it on the ends to make that sharp, cute look on your brow. Now you're going to slowly and lightly make your way to the front of your brow like I'm doing here. And just lightly start bringing that line in. And then you're going to brush. So what we're not going to do is box in our eyebrows, girlfriends. We're not boxing them in. We're not drawing a box to make a brow. So all you really need to do here is just draw the outer lines of your brow. And then fill in a little bit lightly in the brow like I'm doing here. And then just brush it in. Brush it and blend it all in to make it look really natural. So right here what I'm doing is I'm just perfecting it. As you see, I am making that tail a little thick, which is the end, but I'm brushing in the front to make it look really natural, like it's my real hair growing out of my brow. And the key is that you want to leave some of your real brow hair showing. You actually want it to pop through the brow pencil you're using, so it doesn't look really pencil-y and drawn on. See? And right here, all I'm doing is still just perfecting it a little bit, which is this, pulling the pencil in the back, because I like the tail of my brow to look dark and sharp. And now I'm going in, measuring it, just making sure everything is perfect, and it is, because you don't want the front of your brow to come out too much by your nose, but if it does, I'll show you how to fix it later. It's actually okay if it comes out too far. Just brush it out, brush it, brush it, brush it. This is the most important part to have a natural looking brow. Brush that front part out, girlfriends. And now I'm going to go in with my little razor thing. And you won't have to do this every time you do your brows and makeup, but I haven't done this in a while, and so all I do is I clean it up. And this is actually the way that I kind of arch my brows, is I wait till I actually design them how I want, and then I go in with my little razor and just lightly take the hair that's sticking out, like all around it, the hair on the end, the hair on the inside definitely, and just take it all out. And after I'm done taking the hair off with the little razor, I'm just going to go in with my pencil and just kind of straighten it up a little bit. Now it's time to carve my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using a little brush like that in my favorite concealer, which is MAC Pro Longwear in NC45. Use whatever concealer you want, or whatever you're going to be using for your eye that day. Say if you're using a lot of color for eyeshadow, then do that. But whatever you use, just carve it like this. Just go right underneath the brow and just like take away any excess color from the brow pencil that may be sticking out, and just makes it look really, really smooth and natural. And then this is me just perfecting it a little bit more, brushing it out. And it's cute. And then we're going to carve the top and just go right along, and this is like just makes basically just making it look really, really neat. You don't want to skip this part because it actually just brings it like this extra pop. I don't know how to describe it to it. And I like my tail to be extra sharp, so I'm just tidying that up. And you see the difference? Okay. And this is the most important part. Powder your finished brows, girlfriend. Don't be afraid you're gonna mess it up. You don't have to like chunk it on there, but lightly dust it. And it actually takes some of the black away, so it's not just black. I like black brows. And then you can clean it up a little bit more if you have to underneath the brow bone. No biggie. But definitely powder the brows. This is how you keep it from transferring. So you have to powder it so it won't smudge and sweat off. And then you see I already done my other brow, so I'm just actually trying to match them up and make sure they both look the same basically. So I'm checking them out, seeing if they match, and I'm taking some color off on the front of the brow just to make sure it matches the other. And I'm using my same concealer brush, just checking me out. And I make these faces to make sure that I look good anyway I make my face with my brows, and they look good. Alright, so I'm done cleaning them up. I like them. They look good. Yes. This is me just re-measuring them to make sure everything looks perfect. And this is really, I don't do this, but I'm showing y'all that that's how it lines up. That should be your guide. So I actually don't do this every time, but I want you to know that's how you do your guide. And here we are, finished makeup look. Look, no transfer. Okay. I mean, and I get so many compliments on my brows, y'all. I'm not even bragging. Like everywhere I go, people ask me who do them. They don't think I'm even wearing a brow pencil. Someone actually thought I went and had my brows microbladed because she didn't know that it was a pencil. But I don't get my brows done. But look, okay? That's all you gotta do. Alright? So, that's all, y'all. Until the next video. Peace out.